Pleasure.
So you all heard recording in progress.
Yeah.
So we can't badmouth Bob because he would be listening to this very soon. Does everyone see the other three people?
Yes.
Okay. This is my first time, other than with the guys I've been working with through Bob, of hosting a Zoom call with a training session / introductory session. So if you don't mind, do the 15-30 second intro that you would normally do when meeting new people, and we'll go alphabetical with Brian first.
Okay. My name is Brian Butkowski. My company is Bomb Image. I like to say that I offer logos plus brand firepower to professional service firms, whether they're small teams or solopreneurs, and just help them with their messaging, what that sounds like, what that looks like, get that out to the masses. And I always say that my passion is inspiring clients to create their bomb image.
Great. And I love your background. That's branding at its height right there.
Absolutely. Thanks.
Okay. Serena?
Hi, I'm Serena. I'm from Italy. I live in Rome, and I'm an inventor. And I work mostly with licensing my ideas to companies, and mostly in the toy and game industry, which is my biggest passion. But I also brought my product to market this year, which isn't in the toy and game industry. It's a houseware product, and I'm kind of addicted to new projects. So I always have at least 10 different things going on.
That's great. How's the product launch going?
It's going well. It's going well. Although I'm much more passionate about the creative part than the marketing part. So I'm considering trying to license that one too and moving on to other things.
Yeah, I like the idea part of life, and the creating the details, let someone else do that. So
yeah, right.
And last but not least, we have went from Central America to Central U.S. to Rome, Italy, and now we're going to Washington State. Very early for Lisa. Are you there?
Hey, everybody. So nice to be here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm on the road right now in California traveling, and probably can stay for about 2 hours. Somebody jumped on my schedule. I don't know how that happened. But anyhow, I'm a high performance executive coach. I'm multi-passionate like Serena. I can't do one thing at a time. So I really love helping high performers perform even better at all areas of life. I love helping people with communication. I'm also a speaker. I'm doing an online event in January called Disrupted, How to Be Gritty and Unlock Performance. And I'm a podcast host and content creator and social media influencer. So I love having my hands in 10 projects. So it's fun to know that I'm not the only crazy one.
And excuse me, whenever my phone rings, it rings here, but to have my volume up on the computer, that's a curse. But so if you hear those, I decline them immediately. It won't be much of a distraction. And it sounds like we're all very similar here in that we like to be involved in multiple projects at the same time. And I don't consider it multitasking. I just consider it the way of life that I selected. So I have owned and operated a marketing and advertising firm since I was 24, and it's been interesting. Worked with clients from local auto dealers to international top 5 in the world clinical testing laboratory, and launched labs in Singapore, China, Europe, all over with that company. So I've had an interesting life working with a lot of different clients, and I met a lot of different people. But LinkedIn has been a true revelation and enjoyment the last couple of years. I really enjoy meeting people on LinkedIn. I say that's my people. We're all high productive, high work oriented people, and it's interesting. So we got the introductions out of the way. I'll try to not keep you 2 hours. I had planned on this being an hour, maybe an hour and 15 minutes. And if we adhere to the schedule and don't get too drawn out, we'll stick to that, because I know everyone is busy. But also, if it's interesting and we keep chatting on different items, even more the better. So what we'll have here is, I'm going to share my screen now, and hopefully this works like it has done 3 previous times this morning. Does everyone see the screen?
Yeah.
And it
Yes.
says,
Think.
okay, so maybe this will work after all. When we get into creative brainstorming, thinking, new idea creation, things like that, what is the first thought that pops in your mind when you see the word think? Any comments? Any feedback? And the crowd goes silent. That was a question.
I like it that there's a box, so I like to think outside of the box.
Okay. Okay. Any other feedback? Any comments?
I'd say it makes me reflect. If it says to think, and it makes me, I guess, jump out of my subconscious and try and be conscious of mind. What am I thinking about? Why would I think? What is in front of me that I need to address versus what's not something that I'd be thinking about right now. So when I think, what could I be conscious about?
Yep. Good deal.
Well, it's interesting because usually when you have, from a psychological point of view, when you have a direct order like that, it's very hard to actually think. I mean, if someone says think, this is actually a psychological exercise that sometimes it's used. I used to be a psychology researcher, and it's actually done on purpose when people overthink or when people have intrusive thoughts. They tell themselves, think something now, and then they blank. And so I think when I see the word there and it says think that way, I kind of like stop thinking.
Well, and we all good comments. And Lisa, you mentioned something about with the box there, think outside the box. I did just use something similar to this last week with a client, and he was talking about thinking outside the box and everything like that. And I said, well, one thing I believe a lot of people overlook in their creative processes is if you're in the box, first of all, make sure you have pursued all options in every corner of your box, and then go outside the box, because we all overlook things that are right at our within grasp if we just continue to dig deeper and investigate. In 1637, cogito ergo sum, Descartes said, I think, therefore I am. And this came out, was his quote revelation as he worked on his discourse on method, which, as far as I have found, is one of the earliest efforts at creating methods for thinking intentionally. He was looking to prove that he was in fact real, which he says I am, but he was further looking to prove that God is real, and different things is how could he think, what proof could he dissect out of his research and thinking with other people to prove that God was real. But we're not going there today. We're just thinking of ourselves. So I did my own twist on this, and I said, ego ergo cogito. And if I am, therefore I think. And I believe that's what we all do every day, sun up to sundown, when we wake up until we go to bed or quit work, and then subconsciously through our dreams. I think we're always thinking. So I am, therefore I think. It's going to be on a t-shirt coming to you soon. I've decided to do that. And each one of you will get one. That sounded good. Lisa's dancing for it, so she wants one. But
I dance. That's my thing.
I kind of like this. I kind of like that saying. So when you think about thinking, and people call it different things, ruminating, ideating, creating. But now with new technology changing every day, we're all more than ever need new ideas, new approaches, profound, challenging, vital, paradigm shifting ideas. But who will create them? And the answer is evident. I will, you guys will, we all will, once we understand the secrets to the processes. And the process of creative thinking is achieved through different methods. And today we're going to explore couple of those methods. So if you guys are ready, we'll get started. Combinatory play. I know I sent you guys a PDF that gave a brief explanation of the two methods we're going to be working with today. Did everyone get a chance to read that?
Yeah.
Yes,
So
sir.
you're kind of familiar with combinatory play. It's
Yes.
just a series of words on the screen that you will pick out, and you have 3 minutes to create an idea based on two of those words that you select. For an instance, I'll give you what I used when we did combinatory play. Two of the words were refrigerator and clocks. Another two were faucet and police. So I went with faucet and police, and you think, how do they work? Well, I wanted to create a motion detector on my faucet. It goes right under the faucets that you put on your sink, similar to the ones that are automatically working in convenience store, restrooms, for your hands, washing your hands, to flush the toilets and things like that. It's infrared. So I want one on the faucet, and when you use it and cut the faucet off and start to go away, it does a sound to remind you, did you wipe off the sink? Did you clean the faucet? Do dishes need to put in the dishwasher before the wife and or the spouse comes after you for not doing their duty? Or other message, or it could just have a little tone that is familiar to you to let you know that you're leaving the sink and is everything tidy as it should be. And that went over pretty well, and it may be an invention that Serena could help me with at some point. So, but that's an example of how I use the words combinatory play. You'll have 3 minutes. You will be timed, and let me get my timer back up here. In the first one, Brian will be what we call the entrepreneur. Serena will serve as the competitor. And Lisa, you get to sit back and listen for 3 minutes, enjoy your coffee or whatever's in your cup. But you have to listen. Then once they get through, they'll have 1 minute to present their idea and answer the questions that go along with it as to what is it, how does it work, and what is the benefit to the customer, which in this case is you, Lisa. An entrepreneur and competitor, sometimes if you're using the same terms or in a group company setting, it's all based on you're serving as an entrepreneur or a competitor to your particular business. Here, you're both doing the same thing. You're both serving as either or. You're going to create ideas out of two words that you select. So if everyone is ready, we'll move on to the
Sorry,
next
just a question.
screen.
So we're not using the same two words here? Are we going to see 10 words and just pick two random ones?
You'll see 10 words and you'll pick two of the 10.
All
And
right.
the idea is you may even end up picking the same two, but you pick two of the 10. And the reason it's timed to 3 minutes is to force the mind to get creative quickly, to jot down your items. I hope you all have a pencil, pen, or paper handy, and jot down your ideas. And then not only jot down the idea and sort of flush it out in a couple of minutes, but then be ready to outline the what, how, and benefits when you
Of
present.
one idea, right?
Pardon?
Of one idea.
Yeah, one
So
idea. Yeah. Yeah. We actually did it with Bob one time, and we had to come up with 10 different ideas, but he gave us overnight to do it. It was an overnight assignment. So, but this is just one idea based on two random words.
Cool.
And here we go. Round one is starting. So Brian and Serena, have at it. I should be playing Jeopardy music. 2 minutes to go.
Jeez, I'm struggling.
Nothing's off the table. It can be as far-fetched as you want, Brian.
Okay.
$60 seconds. $20 seconds. You see the smoke coming off their heads, Lisa?
Yes. Fire.
I-
Steam.
I should have had music playing.
It's playing in my head.
Okay. Well, time is up. So, as they say in the exam room, pencils down, hands free. And now we'll take a minute, and I'm not going to be so critical on the minute time frame to do a presentation. And this is round one. This is the first time you've done it. So, Serena, I believe you have this game, don't you? What's the
Yes, I do.
game?
Yep.
It's pretty interesting to do this process. So we will start with the competitor. Bob always goes in the middle, so I will, and that will be Serena.
Sure. So my product, it's a product, it's called Sensory Scissors, and I chose the words haircut and noise. And so what it is, it's a pair of scissors that have a noise detector. So a distance detector, and this is the way it works. Is that basically the same way that an alarm would work when you park your car and you get closer to another car and it beeps. The same way the scissors would have a device on them that would make a stronger and stronger noise as it gets closer to your ears or your face. And this is the benefit of this. This is meant to be for people that are visually impaired or with blindness, so that they can give themselves a haircut with the scissors, and they would be kind of warned when it gets closer to body parts or anything else that could be cut.
Right at 1 minute. Very good. I won't make any comments until Brian presents his. Brian?
All right, I'll go. I didn't really have a name specific for this. I didn't realize that was part of it, but I chose haircut and clocks. I thought about creating an application, web application, phone application that would be men's haircut subscription. It'd be something that would be an easy reminder, like you set this up through, whatever kind of haircut place you're going to, that they'd have the software, you'd have the software, you set up your subscription. And obviously you wouldn't have to remember anything as the person getting the haircut. You wouldn't have to remember anything. These would be set up, and it would be on the time frame that you and your barber or your haircutter would prescribe. So it'd make it easy from that perspective. It might make it more affordable, because maybe if you're buying 12 haircuts for the year or 24 haircuts for the year, whatever the case may be, they can make it more affordable. And then a benefit to the actual hair cutter or barber would be maybe knowing what kind of cash flow they might be getting from each customer as they were using this application.
Great. Both of you guys did super. I think we're done for the day. So, I mean, really. Lisa, you have a tough job.
Explain my job just so I'm clear.
You are the customer and you pick which of these two is the more valuable or more immediate or even the better idea. And I don't look at it as better. I don't look at it as a better or worse idea. It's just what you think is more valuable to the marketplace.
Well, that is so hard because they're both brilliant ideas. And I love Bob's newsletter because it's totally applicable here. The haircut on the clock is something that I think would make sense for me because I'm not visually impaired. So I'm leaning towards that one, but I am a little clumsy. So the scissors hitting my ear, my any body parts is also a great idea too. So I will just go with that one just because I can wrap my mind around the clock haircut. And I'm wondering, obviously I'm not a man, but for women, can you create a subscription haircuts for us too? Because I think, our hair matters too. So I think it should be for both. And maybe I would say throw in some kind of bonuses. I think it's always nice to have bonuses like color and makeup consultation for women, something to get us to buy right now. I think it's always good to have limiters and bonuses if you want to go into the holidays, and saving money and value is always good. So I think that's something that would apply more in my life. So I'll vote for that one, Brian.
Well,
Thank you. And the only reason I made it men's is because it seems a little more uniform. I think there's so many variables, just to your whole point there about the women's haircuts and color and all those other permutations. I just wanted to make it as simple as possible. So definitely, if we were to do this, I think it would have to be for everyone and inclusive.
I'm surprised there isn't an app already for the men. I forget my haircut and I should do it. My barber tells me you need to come every so many X weeks. And I'm always late. I'm always last minute calling. I always have to get it squeezed into my schedule. My wife has her calendar with, you would think she is more busy than all three of us combined with her thick calendar book. And she has her appointments in there. She still forgets when her hair appointment is coming up. So the app that would remind her, send a notice, I like that idea. That's a great product idea. And I'm surprised no one is doing it. The haircut sensor thing that Serena, any way you could apply that, if not even just to haircuts, but to something else. But that's, even though it's specific to visually impaired or blind, I think that has a very nice, what's the word I'm trying to grab out of my head here? It's very specific, but it's also very human related, very human interest related, because it's a group that we don't think about. My wife may trim her hair or cut something that she doesn't think about, or I used to do the same when I was younger. I would cut my own hair with clippers at times growing up on the farm. But visually impaired, anything you could help them with that keeps them from getting hurt, even shaving. I don't know how visually impaired, unless it's with the electric razor, but still, when it gets close up on the side, you could easily go too high too quick. So I think they're both great ideas. Brian's probably be easier and simpler to come to market. So round one is over, but I think you guys did great. Even Brian came up with a winner there, speeding into the finish line. So any other comments?
I think that also Serena's idea could apply to children too, if you wanted to have a wider reach with the scissors sensors.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, there's always the young lady's little Prius, like my granddaughter, that wants to cut her own hair for no reason, just because the play scissors were there. So that's happened to her. In round two, Lisa will be the entrepreneur. Brian will be the competitor and Serena will become the customer. So Serena, you get to sit back for 3 minutes, and I hope you guys don't mind. I don't have the music playing, but to me, it was distracted when I had the music playing. It put the pressure on me. So round 2 begins now. Well, wait a minute. There it is, round 2. And the time is going. And you guys do know it's Brian and Lisa, correct? Okay.
Yes.
Two minutes. One minute left. Thirty seconds. And we're now at T minus 10. And once again, pencils down, hands up. Everyone ready?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. This time we will start with, I think, Brian.
Okay. My idea or concept is the toy car museum. It would be a toy that you could purchase that we'd manufacture that could display like Matchbox cars. So whether that's kids that play with those or adults that have those, it would basically be some kind of display case that's in the form of a museum. It could be modeled after any kind of current museums that exist. Like I think of, the Louvre or Guggenheim. That'd be kind of interesting if there's ways that we could incorporate that or make it customizable. I think the main benefits would be you'd have storage for these cars that you might ordinarily have in a box or shoebox or something somewhere. And then you could show them off. It could be a really cool display case that you could put, say, on a table or in your office or something like that. And if somebody was so inclined, they could actually talk about the cars that are inside this museum.
And you picture these as being collectible toy cars.
Yeah, like Matchbox cars, whoever it could come from young children that get those to adults or,
Yeah.
what have you.
Okay, great. And now Lisa.
Okay, my idea is called Hot for the Holidays, and it's actually a bread subscription. And you know how all the holidays come around and you want to be able to enjoy and eat the bread, but you want to be healthy and you maybe are gluten-free or sugar-free and you still want to feel like you're special and you get the special treats. So this is a subscription, and you can have bonuses if you share it with your friends that also want to eat healthy and have bread. And if you pay in full, there'll be additional discounts. And I see this as something like some of those healthy cookie entrepreneurs in that there's a market probably in for women, because they make a lot of the buying decisions, middle-aged women. So I'd say market to them. They'll be on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Pinterest, and just make a movement of Hot for the Holidays with healthy bread subscriptions, and keep the price point something where it's like a no-brainer that just going on your credit card and you're not have to cancel it because it's like a health club or some fancy, card payment. So affordable and Hot for the Holidays bread subscriptions is my idea.
Great. Two good ideas once again. And Serena.
All right, so I love both. Definitely something that the holiday bread is definitely something that could be is of immediate interest since we're getting closer to Christmas.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Brian's idea, and only because, well, for two reasons. One, because I'm Italian and I'm very particular about my bread. And second, because I think the toy car museum is, well, well, initially when you said it, I thought immediately, because obviously I'm a toy and game inventor, so I immediately thought about the industry and the market for it. And initially I thought there's very few people that want to go against Hot Wheels and Mattel, and so it would be a very hard sell. But then I thought it would be a great concept to pitch to Mattel, and the concept itself would be, rather than the toy cars, the actual museum. So kind of like they do have different displays for their Hot Wheels collections, and I don't think there is one that has, you would have 4 or 5, sorry, that are modeled based on actual existing museums, and they would be a whole series of different displays. So you could have one each season, because they have a whole new set of cars each season. So it could be this season they have the Louvre, and then the next season they have a whole new set of cars and they have a whole new museum. And so it could be like a few different years of a collection of collections. And so I think that's very cool, and that's what I'll go with.
Okay. Great. And this is the part that I liked when we did these exercises, is you come up with your idea, everyone else joins in, and the ideas seem to zero in on one or two from the 4 guys of us that were participating. But when we got through with our sessions every week, we had 2 or 3 items that we said, now, when we finish this 8-week, 10-week long process, we're going to market with some of these ideas, because I mean, you get the ideas, and then Serena made a couple of points to build on it. And once you get those 2 or 3 different minds going, it's really impressive how quickly a spark can lead to an idea, can lead to a concept, and next thing you know, it could be sitting on a shelf somewhere or sold online. I was leaning toward the bread thing because it's hot for the holidays, it's themed, it's bread, it comes in, it makes you feel good. Serena, I understand some people, I'm picky about what bread I do or do not eat. I eat very little bread. But my wife came in the other night with some lasagna and spaghetti and the garlic bread she bought. Well, I eat none of the spaghetti or whatever, but I tore into one of the pieces of garlic bread. So I think they're both great ideas. So, but Brian is 2 for 2. So on the next one, it will be Serena versus Lisa. So Brian, you have no chance to win anymore in the combined round. So
Okay.
We'll see what comes up next on round 3. And does everybody got the concept down pretty pat now? Any questions? I like how you guys are really coming up with great ideas. So round 3. Time starts now. And it is Lisa and Serena, excuse me. Two minutes. Sorry for the distraction. Coming up on 1 minute left. Thirty seconds. Eight seconds. I missed 10. And we are clear. Pencils down. And this time we will start with Lisa.
Okay, for my business, I have selected the Jeans Fan Club. And as the founder of the original creator of the original Skinny Jeans workout, I think my name will add cachet to this. It'll be a network marketing business model similar to Savvy, where they have workout clothes that can come in a box, or the one Kate Hudson had to a subscription. And I'm a huge fan of jeans, and who doesn't like jeans? So obviously, again, my market is geared towards women, but that's just because we love our jeans, but we could expand in the future someday to men. That basically you're going to get a box with your jeans, and again, you can refer people, you can get people underneath you. The more people you bring into your network in the very beginning of your business, the more money you can make, and the hotter your jeans are going to be, because you're going to have so many of them.
Good idea.
Thank you.
We'll switch over to Serena.
Okay, so my product is, I call them stretchables, and this is invented with parents in mind. And so one of our biggest, I guess, pet peeves is that when we have children and they
What-
grow up,
what-
we have to buy new clothes every like month or so.
What,
And so
what two words did you use?
I chose jeans and expansion. And
Okay,
so,
I got you.
So this is a pair of jeans that's made with, so at the side it would be made with zips. So it would be kind of like those luggages that you can open up so they can get larger and you can add more things. So at the two sides of the jeans, you have two zips and you open them up and basically they become larger. And same thing at the bottom of their, where your ankle is, there will be some kind of like pocket that you can unwrap. And so they become longer. And so basically it's a pair of jeans that grows with the kid so he can wear it for, more than a couple of months when he grows up.
And what did you call them?
The stretchables.
Stretchables, okay. So you both went direct to a similar market right off the bat. And Brian, you have a tough decision.
This one's really tough because obviously they're pretty close. And I think on the balancing act of at least this idea, there's stuff like that's out there in the market right now. With Serena's, I don't think I've ever heard of anything about it. So I think if I try to think about practically and practicality, I like the idea that Serena has. I don't know exactly how functional that's going to be. I think there's going to have to be a lot of research and testing there. So I think from that perspective, even though there's things in the market similar to like a jeans fan club or, all those boxes you can get, adding the network marketing part to that might make it more interesting or make it even more saleable as you get it right out of the gate. So I think I'd probably vote for that one as the probably more viable right now kind of idea. That's the only reason. I like your idea, Serena. I think it's really cool. I just think it's take more to get it going. I think that's about it.
But if you ever got that concept down, it would be great because my grandsons, they're growing just, you spit and 2 months have gone by and they got another inch taller because they're in that 8 to 10-year-old range and they grow so fast. So if you could ever get that model down, it would be a seller. On your jeans fan club, Lisa, and Brian, you mentioned it too. Would this also maybe be a party concept or you go into women's homes with jeans parties?
Yeah, it would. That was the other word I was playing around with, but I decided to go with fan club because I envisioned that you would have to have parties if it was having that network marketing and sort of getting the word out would be the best way to do it for marketing. Yeah.
Great ideas.
Thank you. I like Serena's idea too. Although I don't have children, I just it makes a lot of sense because I have 5 nephews.
And they do go through clothes.
They do.
Let me tell you that you guys had 6 great ideas there, no doubt about it. And we'll have to revisit some of these. You never know what may come down the road. So anyway, that's the first half of our training. And as you saw on the info I sent you, next is anchor term. And I got to make sure I'm back on I clicked off to cut that. As you know, the anchor term involves a specific anchor term for specific industries or divisions or categories of promoting your business. I have pre-selected an anchor term for each round that we will do rather than us having to go through that brainstorming. And it's very much similar to the other. You just create ideas. You combine the anchor term that is at the top of the list with one of the 10 other words and go from there as to a new product, enhancing an existing product on the market, employee, customer, interaction, engagement, wherever your mind goes. As Bob says on his What's the Big Idea, you basically empty your mind and let the creative juices flow and lead you where they're supposed to go. In round 1 of this, Lisa will be the entrepreneur, Serena the competitor, and Brian is the customer. So Brian, you get to lean back and watch again. And
okay,
if everyone is okay, Lisa, yep. Serena, you guys ready? we will proceed on to round one of anchor turn. Timer is going. And we're coming up on 2 minutes left. A minute and a half. And 1 minute to go. Thirty seconds. And T minus 10. And we're done. 3 minutes goes fast, but it drags too when you're sitting here. So, and we will start with Serena presenting first this time.
All right, so I call this one the Breakfast Club. So the familiar name would hopefully get people excited and interested in it. And this is I think of it as kind of like a technique that could be used from in corporate settings to encourage people to increase sales. And so the goal is to, I chose breakfast, obviously, and the goal is to make the most sales before 10 a.m. So basically at breakfast time. So who can every day, the person that can sell the most before 10 a.m. So at breakfast time wins a prize. And so that would increase the competitiveness inside the corporate setting and kind of make it a competition between all the employees to sell the most possible before breakfast.
Are they being served breakfast?
Afterwards, yes.
Okay.
Well, I guess results are given at breakfast, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. And Lisa.
That's so cool because I also chose breakfast and bored, so never be bored by breakfast again. And the goal with the sales is to sell as many of these as a team to, families where the parents both work, airlines. I see it in the corporate setting too. And never be bored by breakfast again. Everyone wants to eat breakfast, but they're too busy. So you have all these healthy options, and it comes as a meal delivery that can be shipped, or it can be sold in the corporate environment or the airline environment. And that is never be bored by breakfast.
Okay. And I'm writing is, although I'm recording, I don't know why I'm writing. It's a habit. Okay.
I'm writing too.
I don't know why I'm going to go back to this recording, but I sit here writing notes as fast as I can. Okay. Brian, you're on with your up or
Sure.
down,
So,
thumbs up or down.
and maybe can you help me? Is the idea here, was it any different, like the concept of what we were trying to accomplish, or was it pretty much just like, is it a product or service based thing? Or I guess I'm not quite sure I understood.
I'm sorry.
It's anchor term.
Anchor term is we're talking about sales, how to improve sales. And it could be sales of your service, sales of a product, sales of, well, product or service. That's about all you can sales.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, I think you had, and pardon me, I did not use one of the examples that I came up with during our training, but our anchor term, and I'll take 5-10 seconds here. Our anchor term was attorney. And then we had a long list of words, and one of them was satellite. So I went with a attorney plus satellite is sort of a mobile lawyer. And everyone maybe has watched the movie Lincoln Lawyer with Matthew McConaughey. Well, this is the mobile lawyer, and he works out of a van, but it's a souped up, customized rolling conference room van. And he has a paralegal, a secretary with him who is a notary. And you go around and you have appointments set in different towns in your core area you serve, where people that can't afford a high price lawyer or need one quick or whatever, you're there by appointment only. You go from town to town. It's called law on the run. So it's sort of a twist. You are a criminal, but you're law on the run. And that I won that week with that idea, but that's the concept. You just think out of the box of applied to the anchor term. So I digress.
Okay.
Keep
Yeah, both great ideas. I think for whatever it's worth, I really like the idea of the breakfast club that Serena had. And I like the idea of hey, it's a competition. I really like that part of it, where you pit people against each other, and then obviously a winner. I mean, competition is going to breed more sales and bring things to the forefront. So for me, that's kind of where I chose it, as I'm looking as the customer or whatever. I like that aspect of it. If you could bring that platform to a business, I think you're going to increase your sales dramatically by making it gamified and putting a contest to it.
And that's what I just forgot his name, but in Wolf of Wall Street, the whatever guy's name was.
Yeah, Jordan Belfort.
He had the competition by certain times or within an hour, or whoever made the most sales, $10,000 bonus. I mean, things like that. And those people, which true story, competed. They fought tooth and nail to get the prizes. So great ideas once again to both of you. Round 2, we'll have Brian as the entrepreneur, Lisa as the competitor, and Serena is the customer/judge. So are we clear on what the process is?
Yeah.
And so we'll move on to round 2. So basically, how to enhance your brand. You guys get an extra 10 seconds. I forgot to hit start. Coming up on 2 minutes. Up on 1 minute left. Thirty seconds. T minus 10. Okay, pencils down. Are you guys still okay on time? We're at an hour, but are we okay for another 5 minutes?
Yep.
Okay, good deal. So we will start with Lisa on this one, and you selected brand plus what?
Okay, brand plus picture. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay, my company is called Professional Picture, and everybody knows that you are your brand. So we're going to use AI and get you a professional picture. You don't have to hire a photographer. You just give us your best shots. We make them look better. We'll add a logo, and Professional Picture is your one-stop shop for every entrepreneur. You have to put your best foot forward. It's a competitive world out there. Picture tells 1,000 words, and you have to be representing. So choose Professional Picture.
Wow. A 30-second commercial included. Very good. Thank you very much. And Brian.
All right, I chose brand and ink, and my product, or yeah, I guess it would be a product in this case, would be 3D ink. And I'm thinking that this would be dimensional print. So basically you could print out flat pieces of items, and you can mail them that way. You can have them delivered, you can mail them. But three-dimensional mail, if you guys have heard of it, three-dimensional print. But basically once the recipient received this flat mail, it could pop up. They could pull it apart, pop it up. It could turn into shapes. You could turn it into like maybe calendars, something that people would touch. It could be industry specific. Say you're in the properties industry, building industry. It could be a building that pops up and is created out of this flat piece. It could be a vehicle or something of that nature. But anything that would be industry specific there, the benefits obviously would be brand recognition, hopefully staying power, because we all know that a lot of mail postcards get tossed right away, but maybe this is something that could stay on somebody's desk. Maybe it's something, again, that they could be touching multiple times if it's some kind of calendar or something of that nature. But yeah, 3D ink to make your brand as recognized as long as possible.
Good deal. Okay. Serena, tough job here.
Yes, this is very hard. Um, it's a tough one. Okay, let me think. I love Brian's innovation, which is what excites me the most usually about everything. Especially because when you say it could have staying power, it could be something like, say, if it's a if it's a company that sells desk stuff, it could become, you know, a kind of pen holder, and then you actually keep it and you use it as an item to hold your pens. You know, things that could actually be used. This would be really fun. But I also love Lisa's idea, mostly because I hate getting my photos done professionally. So whenever I need to have a professional photo, it's just such a hard process for me to go through. So if I could just send her a photo of mine, and she does everything else that needs to be done, it would be amazing. And so this is a tough choice. I'm gonna go with Lisa just because I love the commercial.
Well, I think it's like you say, it's a tough choice. And I almost made the comment, you know, we can have a tie. There's nothing wrong with a tie, but we're competitive here. So, but the 30-second commercial, I'm glad I'm recording this. I hope it is still recording. It says it is, but
Yes, it is. It is.
that was nice to I haven't thought about AI being used for portraits, professional portraits for corporate people, but yeah, the AI would clean it up and make it look sharp and add logo, and there's no telling what you can do with AI on that now. So it's a great idea.
Thank you.
And I like the 3D ink because I thought you were going to go where 3D and the whatever their, you know, multi-dimensional printing, not printing products almost, but what you're doing is still affordable shipping by keeping it flat until it comes out and pops up. So, or unfolds, or ever how you
Right.
need to make it. So great ideas. Very good.
Very cool.
It was fun.
Pardon me?
It was fun to
Good.
be
Say that
around.
again. Say that again. It was fun.
I know I'm saying that again so you can record it, because I feel like sometimes it's lonely being an entrepreneur, and the feedback loop of working together in teams is something that I think where two minds are greater than just one, in the way everybody has a thing to add and stack onto the original
Mhm.
concept.
Stackable conversations. I like that. Stackable. I like that. But the four guys of us that have been working with Bob, I made the comment last week because we're nearing the end of our sessions, but we have decided to meet no less than every other month and probably monthly again, just to stay in touch and brainstorm with what each other is doing and see how we can help each other. But as I mentioned, we have 2 or 3 products that we think we're going to form a little LLC and actually try to bring them to market. So Serena, the inventor over there, a couple of those are toy related, so you never know.
Oh yes, definitely. If you do have toys, get in touch with me. I have lots of contacts.
Yep, we may be hiring out to you very soon, so you never know. So, of
Cool.
course, we'd like it better if you come in as an equity partner. That would be better.
That'd be
No
cool.
cost, no cost on our end. All right, round 3. Serena is the entrepreneur, Brian is the competitor, and Lisa will be the customer of our final round. So we will move on to round 3. Coming up on 2 minutes. Minute and a half. One minute left. Thirty seconds. And 5 seconds left. And we are clear. Serena, did you know you were participating?
Yes, it's all in my head.
Are you right-handed or left-handed? I didn't see you writing this time.
I'm right-handed, but I didn't write this time. It's all in my head.
Okay, okay. I was confused. I said, I hope I made myself clear. So,
Sure.
all right, we saw it with Brian this time.
All right, I
Engagement.
chose client engagement and apparel. My concept is VIP wear. It would be an online store where any kind of company could sign up and create their store, and they could have a different variety of clothing options that are branded with maybe some of the logos and sayings of their company, or other items that would matter to their clientele. Maybe there's even some branded items that aren't apparel for those that wouldn't want it. But the idea would be that maybe at various levels of service, or if someone's buying products, whatever level they're at, they can gain access to getting certain numbers of items or certain dollar amounts or whatever the case may be. And then obviously the core benefit to that would be brand awareness, as they're using these items, wearing these items out, but hopefully driving loyalty. And again, the gamification thing, hey, the more you buy, the more apparel, the more VIP wear that you get to wear. And as you order that stuff and bring it in, you'll show off your love for that brand, for that company.
Okay. VIP wear. I like the name. And Serena.
So I chose, well, obviously client engagement and partner. And so this would be kind of like a never seen before marketing campaign for a company to show how much they care about their customers. And the message here would be, you matter to us more than anything else. And the way this would work is that the customers are encouraged to participate in kind of like a competition between all the customers, and they get to get involved as many people as possible to either join the company or buy the product of the company, depending on which company it is. And the person that wins after a certain amount of time actually gets like a 0.1% of the company itself. So basically this time it's not a marketing campaign that only the company ends up benefiting from. It's actually the person that wins that will actually get some money, because he starts getting a small percentage of all the earnings that come from his work, and from there on, and so he becomes a tiny little partner of the company, and gets rewarded for his hard work. And that way, obviously, all the other people that don't win would bring in so many people trying to get, trying to win the competition.
Yeah. So a definite payout at the end for someone.
Yes, and for the company itself, because of all the people that will be brought in.
Or different someones, yeah. Okay. Well, once again, Lisa, tough decision.
It's so tough because Serena's idea is like so far out of the box. It's something, as an inventor that you never would come up with if you didn't have that kind of a creative mind. But at the same time, I would just can wrap my brain around Brian's idea a little bit better. And then it just seems like something I'm familiar with too, about apparel for engagement for clients. So I would pick that just because it's easier for me to understand at this point in the day. And they're both great ideas, but I think everybody likes swag, so I can see that happening. And of course everybody likes money, so I could see both of those concepts flying.
Yep. Brian's is more immediate, but Serena's, like you say, it's a marketing campaign where it's like Doritos had the Super Bowl competition for their commercial, and the submitted commercial that was selected, the person got some money, but the notoriety was worth much more because that person actually went into more advertising and creativity and film work, if I'm not mistaken, from the first time. But getting a share of the company, or X number of shares, or a silent partner equity that's a unique idea. You matter to us, or become part of us, something like that. So yeah, great ideas, really great work. And all of these ideas, I think, have been very inspired. So give yourselves a hand, silently or real if you want to. But I'm very pleased with the feedback that you guys gave and how you dove into each one of the exercises and you understood. Now the tough part, be kind, be generous. I'm recording this, but be gentle. I mean, not generous. Give me some feedback on the exercises and how we went about them, ways I could improve it or ways it could be better understood. Just take 5 or 10 seconds, 15 or whatever. Any feedback at all?
I think it was wonderful, and it was clear, and it really stimulated creativity. Only way I could see improving it is with some kind of crazy game show musics and noises and stuff.
Well, Bob has a 3-minute music recording that his son actually composed for the 3-minute time period. And I started to use it, but I was clicking on so many buttons here to make sure that my screen shared and it recorded, and I was able to keep you guys all there. I didn't want to lose anything by trying to click a 5th or 6th button. So I could have sung, but then
And it would also
could have created.
too. Yeah, there's pros and cons for noise.
Yeah,
I
it could have been
sung to you
distracting.
guys. If I sung to you, you would have clicked off and left the meeting. So I made a decision. Any other comments?
I think it was.
I don't know that.
I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed, seeing what other people came up with, and I really enjoyed how you structured the whole thing. You were very clear with your instructions. I love that you sent us a preview via email, so we already knew what we were coming into, and we didn't have to spend a lot of time here trying to get a head around it. I think it was really well done.
Well, thank you very much. It was the bottom line is ideas, as you now see, they're everywhere. We just have to go get them and set them free, which is what you guys did in a very, very constrained time frame today. You guys came up with ideas. And where I really like is that you didn't just say, here's my idea, but you did say what it is, how it works, and you added what are the benefits to the company and to the customer. So you guys really are creative, good team. So we may need to set up another LLC here and come up with some bright ideas. The Bomb Image guy could take care of marketing it. Lisa's going to sell it and keep us fit. And Serena's going to be the global driver of this invention. So I really appreciate your time today.
Although I came last, despite this being my job, I guess it was too out there.
It's a how late is it over there, Lisa? I mean, Serena.
It's 7:30 p.m. nearly.
Okay. Well, we didn't keep you too long, but
No, it's totally fine.
I think I structured an hour and a half on the invite, so we're very close to that. I want to thank you guys for participating. It's been great getting to know you briefly here, and I hope maybe we can have a one-on-one chat down the road, each one of you. Serena and I have talked before. She actually was working on a submission for a book that I have yet to get out, Serena, but it's coming. A collaborative book with LinkedIn people. But it's been a fun afternoon doing this and a fun morning for Lisa out on the West Coast. So I thank all of you for your time tremendously. I really appreciate it. And I think I have your addresses on your contact info, but if not, I'll be asking for it. I'm going to email you guys 2 or 3 different gifts, some documents, just some other information as freebies here for being part of this. But there also will be something else coming in the mail to you guys soon. So maybe in time for Christmas, depending on the UPS. So you never know. Any last comments?
Thank you. I'd love to connect with everybody on LinkedIn. So let's stay in touch.
Okay.
Yes, definitely.
Thank you guys once again. I appreciate it. I'm going to end the recording and end the meeting here. If I can ever help you guys or be of help with any comments or a brainstorm or bounce the idea off of, I'm just a click away on LinkedIn or email. So thank you guys once again very much. I really appreciated it.
Thank you all.
Dwight.
Thank you, Dwight.
Goodbye to all.
Bye, everyone.
You guys have great days.